My name is Chris Hughes, and this is the American Business Show. We join business owners to take a close look at what made their businesses prosper and what to look out for in the marketplace today. If you're interested in how to get started or how to keep going, this show is a resource for you. In today's episode, we speak with Veronica Morales. Veronica is the president and founder of The Social Being. The Social Being is an award-winning digital marketing agency helping propel businesses towards success in today's world by providing the right tools to digitally transform their brands. Listen and learn as Veronica explains the true value of marketing optimization and guides us through the confusing landscape of social media marketing. Veronica, to start things off, can you explain what it is that your business does?
Sure. Well, so The Social Being is an advertising agency here in San Antonio, Texas. We specialize in digital marketing, and we tend to target small businesses and nonprofits in the area.
Was that the original intent of the business, or has it grown into this over time?
So it's actually grown into this over time. We just turned 10 March 15th, 2021. So initially I started the business just to kind of freelance and consult. And then I just started getting more clients and I just couldn't handle the flow and I didn't want to outsource it. So I started hiring my team.
Now, real quick, the social media marketing is probably the number one aspect you focus on with your business. Is that correct?
It was when we
Okay.
initially started. So strategy is what we're known for social media strategy.
Okay.
But then we developed and merged into doing more WordPress development, website development and design. And then, of course, SEO, search engine optimization. So we're kind of known for those three. And then in addition, we do reputation management. We even got into mobile device ID last year. So we've grown with our services.
So in today's market, is social media marketing a necessity? And if so, why?
It is, because social media, what it does is it helps your company connect with the community. So people want to see real nowadays. They want to see real people, what you're doing in the community, what you're doing with your team. And so we always use social media as part of the digital marketing plan for clients. And then one of the other things is you can actually market on social as well, but that's more when it comes into the ads. One thing that people get confused about is social media, as an advertiser, you're invading someone's space. So, you're not necessarily looking for the product. Like if you go to Google and you're actually going to search for a product or service because but social media is a little different. Customers, products and services, they get to actually target in and look for a specific niche. And then that's when you see those ads come across your feed.
How did you decide to go into business for yourself?
So funny thing is, I actually come from a family of entrepreneurs. So ever since I was 8 years old, pouring iced tea at catering events with my family. And so I've learned how to just hustle, Then after graduating from UTSA, I started working for other people and seeing, things that went well and things that weren't. And I felt that sometimes employers didn't take care of their employees. And so with that and then my skill set, I just decided, hey, you know what? I think it's time for me to start my own business.
Now, when we were talking ahead of time, you said you started as a DBA.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you started just picking up, 1-2 clients at a time. Is that correct?
Yes.
And
so like freelancing consultant. Yes.
Okay. And so at what point in time in your mind did you say, you know what, I think I could really make a go of this and actually start my own business versus keeping the freelancing going?
Yeah. So when the work became too much, I was getting more and more clients and my capacity was only so much, and plus running the business. So then that's when I started hiring contractors to help me and then eventually moved into employees.
I own a business. How is what you do different than me just hopping on Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever else is popular nowadays, right? And just posting stuff myself.
Mm-hmm.
How are you more of a value than that?
So the first thing we do is we look at the strategy, right? Just overall social strategy for businesses. Every industry has its different strategy. And what we've learned in our experience is that even the market has its own different strategies. What we found with small business owners is what they may think that looks great and cool and may, spark an engagement doesn't. So when a business owner is posting and they're getting no engagement, it's like, whoa, what am I doing wrong here, And it's because they're not looking at their audience. They're not looking at stats. They're not looking at insights. You got to look at those things in order to be successful and get an ROI.
How are you seeing the trends change in this kind of marketing?
Social media marketing. So, there's TikTok, there was Snapchat, they're trends, they're fades. They fade away, but yet Facebook, Twitter has stayed. So what we try to do is focus on the more stable networks. That way we can help our clients get a better ROI. But we also try to dabble in TikTok, Snapchat, because there may be an audience there. It all depends on the industry, again, the clientele, the market. A lot of people come to us and say, hey, I want a TikTok, but yet their product or service doesn't really go with that, or that we haven't seen case studies that could help them. So it becomes difficult, and well, client pays per hour, so we can't just be twiddling our thumbs for hours trying to figure out a TikTok strategy when it's probably not going to work for them.
Is social media marketing enough on its own, or do you pair it with an alternative marketing solution?
So social media is just one of the many facets in a digital plan. The heart of a digital plan is the website, because that's where you want people to convert, buy your product, sign up for a consultation, whatever it is that you're trying to get them to do. But social media is just one component. I mean, you have also videos now, YouTube, you have reputation management. That's huge because people, they look at reviews. You have directory listings, you have SEO, on page, off page, competitive, SEM, search engine marketing. And then you also have email marketing, just regular traditional marketing. There's so much that goes into it. But the main thing also is analytics. Because I always tell small business owners, don't be the hamster on the wheel. That hamster has no idea. It's working really hard to move that wheel, but yet it's going nowhere. And so analytics actually tells you if you're actually doing something right or doing something wrong.
All right, Veronica. So in talking with you, I see some differentiators between your company and what I've seen other companies do in the same field here. Can you talk a little bit about what sets you all apart?
Well, first of all, I think it's ethical. We're very ethical with our clients, and we actually care about their businesses. I tell them that we become an extension of their business. We are their marketing department. Don't look at us as a third-party agency. The other thing is we really try to go in there and give them some ROI, right off the bat. One of the things is when we take over a client, we onboard them, we see all the problems that they have. So we try to go in and what I do, a cleanup phase, and then we give it about 90 to 120 days, and we start our strategies, our organic strategies, because we want to see what we can do without actually doing ads. And then at that point, if it's working, then great. But if we become stagnant, then that's when we start presenting the ads, SEM, whether they're Google ads or social media ads. Most agencies as well will outsource that. We do that in-house. And they also add anywhere between 15 to 20% on top of that. We don't. We look at our clients depending, of course, on the packaging that they're on. And, we try to help them. And we say, okay, so if there's a small campaign that we're going to do, we typically won't charge them the extra 20%. They have a budget that they want to spend on an ad. And we use their own credit card. And we put it into their account. And we get them going. So they're paying Google or Facebook directly, and we're just setting up the service for them. And usually I'll waive that fee, especially if they're on an annual contract with us.
So what kind of business doesn't benefit from social media marketing?
I think that everybody benefits at one point or another with social media marketing. And one of the reasons is because of Barnacle SEO. Barnacle SEO, if you go Google that and look into it, pretty much it helps you dominate. If say you Google your name, the social bean, and it helps us dominate that first page for Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so those are indexing, right? When you Google the name of the business, and so that's what you call Barnacle SEO. You want to own that first page, and the more that you see those search results come up, and they're all about the social bean, the better off you are because somebody's going to click on one of those links.
What difficulties did you encounter along the way?
Building the business, it was difficult. There was times when I didn't have enough to cover my overhead expenses. And so I had to say, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to keep moving with this or am I not? And there was a time there where I wanted to give up. I actually got hired by Facebook and I was going to move to Austin. And I started to give my clients away to competitors and friends. And then one of my clients came to me and said, no, I'm not going to let you do this. We will let you office out of our office for free. We will help you in every which way that we need to, but you are not going to close. And so I did it. I moved in with them, and then within 3 months, not even 3 months, I had again a whole list of clientele.
The question that business owners ask themselves, entrepreneurs ask themselves
Hmm.
is like, okay, we all run into difficulty when we begin,
Yes.
right? So where's the wisdom in pushing through or stopping and going to do something else? So, right, what do you think should be the thought process there?
Well, so then what happened with me is I went back to my why. Why did I start doing this? Not only because I wanted to be my own boss, but I wanted to help people because I saw the need. I saw other companies and agencies taking advantage, especially of nonprofits and small business owners. There was something in me that fueled, you have to do something about this. You have to help them, at least consult them and tell them, educate them and tell them what to be looking for. And if they're paying $1,000 a month, they should be getting this, that, this, and this, not this. And so that's what fueled me and that's what kept me going.
If you had to build this company over again, could you get it to this level faster than you did the first time? And if so, how?
Yes, I definitely could. And the only reason is because of all the mentoring programs that I've been part of. City of San Antonio has a mentor protege program through the Economic Development Department that I was part of for about 2-3 years. And now I am a mentor in that program, as well as Lift Fund. We were their inaugural company in the Wells Fargo Business Center. And so I would have to be very transparent to be in that program. They helped me as well for a whole year. And then now I just got accepted into the SBA Emerging Leaders Program. So that is helping me create a growth plan for the business and take us to the next level. So I couldn't have done it with all these resources and partners that have had faith in me throughout the years.
If you taught a class on starting a business, what would your first lesson be about?
The why. Why are you starting this business? It definitely, everyone has ideas and they want to do things, but it comes back to the why. Is it gonna help the community? Is it going to what is the why? The second thing I would say is finances, because if you don't have budgets in place and you don't know how much to spend or to start, that's going to impact the longevity of the business.
So, Veronica, is this company your final professional stop, or do you imagine yourself doing something different in the future?
So for now, I'll say I'm going to be here at the Social Bean. I do have a 10-year plan, growth plan that I'm working on, and then perhaps an exit plan would be part of the process. If I did move into anything, it would probably be working with the SBA and helping small business owners because of all the experience I have with small businesses, and I like helping people. They've actually approached me before and said, hey, would you consider? But I would have to give up my business, and so I'm not ready for that yet, but perhaps in the future.
It was absolutely fantastic to talk with Veronica about her business and about business in general. But one of the things I did take away, or that stood out to me when talking with Veronica, was how close she was to shutting the business down in its early years. She had a job lined up with a big corporation and was in the process of shutting her business down when one of her clients begged her to keep it going. That's the question that many business owners face at some point in time. Do I keep going or do I shut it down? I think in Veronica's case, we see a good reason to keep going. She had clients that were passionate about her company. If you have clients that are passionate about your company, but you're not as successful as you want to be, maybe it's just more people need to hear about your company. The word needs to get out there. If you're not proving to be successful and you don't really have any advocates, people aren't excited about what you're doing, maybe that's a good indication that you're not doing the right thing. Look again, see if there's something better that you could be doing. The second thing that stood out was that social media needs to be a part of your marketing strategy, and really for three main reasons. The first is potential clients look to your social media to gain a better idea of who you are as a business, not just your products or service, but your culture and your client interaction. Second thing is advertising invades spaces, but social media invites people in. And think about that, right? If you're constantly getting bombarded with ads, that becomes kind of annoying. Plus, as a business owner, it's expensive to run these ads, right? But if you have a well-cultivated social media space, people are interested. They explore who you are. They look through your posts. They look through your content. They learn more about you that way. And the third thing is Barnacle SEO. And I never heard of this before, meeting Veronica, but she explained it pretty well. You don't just want the first position on Google when people look up your goods or services. You want to dominate the entire first page. That means that you're going to have videos up, you're going to have social media up, you're going to have websites, images, all different kinds of things, and all working together just to really dominate that space. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and join us next time here at the American Business Show. This episode of the American Business Show was brought to you by Bottom Line Realty Advisors. Don't ever sign a lease or a lease renewal without representation. Your landlord has professionals working on their behalf. Wouldn't you like to have a professional working on yours? Call Bottom Line Realty Advisors at 210-535-7800. That's 210-535-7800 and get the representation you deserve. This episode was also brought to you by American Business Intermediaries. Thinking of selling your business? Call American Business Intermediaries at 210-479-0907 or visit them at abitexas.com.